All right, hello Scorpio. Welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and today I'm going to be doing your monthly reading for the month of September 2024. Now, if this is your first time catching one of my readings, I do want to say welcome and I invite you to subscribe because I do these readings each and every month and I would love to share tarot insights with you. For the readings this month, I'm using my Groovy Waite Tarot deck. I will clarify with my Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot. And then, Scorpio, we will close out your reading with a Healing Oracle Crystal card. All right. For those of you that don't know, I go live 2 times a week. That's on Mondays and Fridays. And if this reading is not specific enough for you, you can ask me anything during those lives. So I usually have them pre-scheduled in advance. So by the time you're watching this, I should have the next one scheduled so you can turn on the notification bell, all those things. All right, Scorpio, let's go ahead and get right into your reading because it looks like September is going to be very interesting. All right, you've got a lot of stuff going on here. And the thing is you're going to need to take some time to yourself is what I'm getting here. That's where you're going to find answers. That's where you're going to find clarity. That's where you're going to figure out exactly what it is that you want and how you want things to be, how you want things to go in life. And the reason why I say that is because you have the Hermit card, then you also have this 2 of Wands in reverse, and then you have this 8 of Pentacles in reverse. And that tells me that you're going to have a lot of downtime as we move into the month of September. All right. And when we have a lot of downtime, basically that's time to self-reflect. That's time to go within. That's time to really get clear on what it is that we want for the remainder of 2024 as we move into 2025. Now, we also have the Ace of Swords, and this is where I see breakthroughs happening for you, especially as it relates to personal relationships. Scorpio, I feel like some of you have kind of been having some, I don't know if challenges is the right word, but you know how when sometimes nothing's wrong, but something just feels off. And that's what I'm picking up for you, Scorpio. Like something just feels off. Even though there's nothing externally wrong, there is something that could be a little bit off as it relates to you, your feelings, maybe what your expectations are as it relates to your relationships, personal, romantic, or otherwise. All right, so you're going to be feeling a lot of this. And again, this is where taking some time to yourself is going to help you make some decisions or make some plans or even set some goals. All right, but we do have that 10 of Cups in the reverse. That's one of the most positive cards in the deck. That's a card that talks about celebrating something. So I do believe, like I said, that your relationship is definitely going to have some changes for the better. Finally, we do have that 4 of Cups. This means that somebody makes an offer or somebody invites you somewhere, and it's exactly what you've been waiting for. It's exactly what you've wanted. All right. It just shows up in a different way, maybe in a different time frame than what you had expected. But this is a really good card to see in the reverse because it means that someone presents something to you and it's exactly what you want. However, the timing could be off. Maybe there's some little details that don't quite mesh, but it doesn't mean that you're not getting exactly what you want. All right, Scorpio, let's see what else shows up for you for the month of September 2024. All right, so we got the Death card. Now, the Death card is all about transition. It's all about changes. It's all about literally putting to death one thing because you are now reborn or moving into something entirely different. Now, I feel like this is going to be something career related for a lot of you. Some of you are going to be looking or at least considering other options as it relates to work, as it relates to what you do. Some of you may be considering going into business. Some of you might think about going back to school, maybe changing industries, maybe changing companies you work for. maybe kind of just doing the same thing, just in a different way, you know, like as a consultant or something like that. So a lot of you are going to be upgrading or shifting as it relates to your career. Now, we also got that Four of Wands. Now, the Four of Wands is a card that talks about stability. And I do believe that you are creating stability in your life roughly when we hit that second week of September. All right, the stability is more about you, again, having the clarity and being very, very grounded and clear and precise as to what it is that you want in your life right now. Knight of Pentacles, that's a great card. Oh, and the Three of Pentacles. Okay, Knight of Pentacles means you have financial support coming your way. The Three of Pentacles means somebody is very impressed with you and how you do what you do. People are watching you. They want to connect with you. Don't be surprised if someone reaches out and wants to hire you, wants to work with you, wants to partner with you. That Knight of Pentacles, I feel like this is somebody giving you something of monetary value. Now, they may not necessarily give you money, but they are going to give you something that has some type of monetary value or worth to it. Now, we also have the Smoky card. This card is unique to this deck. In other words, this is a card that talks about paying attention to the signs. And we're not necessarily talking about metaphysical or esoteric signs, although that could be included in this. But you know the old saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. That's kind of the basis of this card. So when he shows up in the reverse, this means that we really have to pay attention to all of the signs as it relates to what it is we want to do, you know, the things we're trying to create. Also, this is very, very important as it relates to people. Okay, when people show you who they are, believe them. Don't ignore any of the warning signs. That's really the energy I'm getting from this card. I believe some of you have been ignoring certain signs that you know you should not be. And you have to be very careful with that, because then if something happens that you're not too fond of, you have no one to blame but yourself. And I know, sometimes we like to give people second, third, fourth, fifth chances. Or sometimes we just don't want to believe the worst about someone or something. But remember, we have to be very careful with that, okay? All right, Scorpio, let's continue on. See what else shows up for you for the month of September. All right, lots of healing going on. Oh, you got that Nine of Cups. That's a great card. Yep. A lot of emotional stuff. Then you've got two repeater cards. Okay. All right, so we have the Ten of Swords. Now, the Ten of Swords is all about, well, here's the thing. I feel like this is a relationship that's been repaired. And there's still some things that are kind of like not quite as you want them to be, but it's better than what it was. All right, because the Ten of Swords is usually about a relationship that's gotten very emotional and that has kind of gone south. But because this is in the reverse, that means quite the opposite. It means that things are kind of shifting for the better. All right, and this I do feel is a personal relationship. So it could be a partner, a spouse, a friendship, maybe a sibling, whatever, relative, whatever the case may be. Next up, we do have the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups is a card that talks about emotional intelligence. Again, I'm picking up that this has to do with this here. It's like your emotions are in the right place, Scorpio. You know, you're not being, emotionally driven, by things that happened in a relationship in the past. That's really, really good. Now, this Nine of Cups, I'm picking up that this is something money related. Again, second half of the month, looks like you get something, unexpected, like a surprise of something. The Nine of Cups is the wish card literally in the deck. When he shows up in the reverse, it means you're still getting what you want. And I feel like some of you, you're waiting for something money related, and you do get it. Now, you may not get it in the time frame that you want, or you may not get it in the amount that you want, or in the way that you want, but don't worry. What you want as it relates to money is on its way to you. Again, you're going to start seeing signs of that in the second half of September. We also have the Eight of Cups. Now, the Eight of Cups is you walking away from something. And remember how I talked about a lot of you are going to be making changes as it relates to your work or your professional or your business life. There's something you're going to be walking away from. Again, I'm picking up that this is work related. Either you are leaving a company or something like that, or you're changing positions and you have no hesitation and no judgments about doing so. We also have that Ace of Swords. Remember, we saw him here. That's a breakthrough happening. It looks like that whatever happens here at the beginning of the month, it continues in the second half of the month. Although it'll be to a lesser degree because that card is in the reverse. And then we also have that Eight of Pentacles. That's what kicked us off in your reading. And then we've got him again here. All right, so work is slowing down at the beginning of the month, but by the time we hit the middle of the month, work picks up again. All right, Scorpio, let's see what else shows up for you. Oh, you got some more repeaters here. As it relates to September 2024, and the Death card is a repeater as well. All right, let me make sure nobody's cut off here. Okay. All right, I need one more card for Scorpio. One more card for Scorpio. Wheel of Fortune. All right, so as we close out the month, Scorpio, you're going to see a lot of changes. A lot of changes. You know what? I have space for one more. I'm going to call in one more. Let's call in one more. Yep. All right, as we close out the month, it's a lot of changes, Scorpio, changes as it relates to money, changes as it relates to mindset. I'm picking up the biggest changes, like I said, are happening as it relates to work, as it relates to your professional life in some way. We got the Death card again, Four of Wands again. Is that it? I think that's it. All right, so Four of Wands. You got him twice. That's a good card because that means things are really stable. Things are very solid as it relates to you moving throughout the month, the energy that you are embracing throughout the month. Now, the other thing is you want to be, I want to say, very decisive, right? Because you have a lot of changes coming up in your professional life and it's going to impact other areas of your life as well. So if you're very decisive and you're very direct about expressing what you want, what you don't want, and what you are for and what you're not for, that's going to give you the best outcome. All right. Next up, we got the Knight of Wands. This is, again, support and assistance as it relates to the work you do. Like I said, big changes because this Death card here, I'm picking up this is work related to or business for some of you. Now, we also have the Justice card. The Justice card says a decision is made. However, it's not made in your favor, but that doesn't mean it doesn't still work out for you in some way. So don't freak out. Don't panic. Don't worry if a decision happens about something and it's not necessarily beneficial for you. Doesn't mean that it's not going to work out. That's always the case when I get this card in a reading. Some people panic and they say, oh no, how come, the decision was made and it's not in my favor. But then as time goes on and things unfold and things get revealed, you realize, wow, thank goodness that didn't happen, because then this would never have happened, or I would not be available for such and such. So again, don't define something as negative just because it doesn't work out in your favor right away, okay? All right, I talked about that Death card. That Death card really is all about, like I said, transition. Sometimes it's about transformation as well. So some of you, you're just ready to do something different. You're just ready to do something in a bigger, bolder way, or make more money, or work with different people, work in a different environment. It's like you're just ready. And you're ready to do whatever it takes in order to get that going, to get that working and, making it the way you want it to be. All right, now we do have the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is all about balance. Now, sometimes he shows up exactly when we need to pay attention to our money, but he also shows up sometimes when there's an imbalance in other areas of our lives as well. All right, so What in your life needs to be balanced, needs to be rearranged, needs to be recalibrated? Because whenever I see that card, that tells me something's out of whack. Now, it may or may not be something, again, like I said, money related. A lot of times that's where we start. We start with the money stuff. We figure out, do we have all of this as we need it to be? Or do we have a plan in place to get it to where we need it to be? And then what needs to shift in our lives so we can go ahead and facilitate whatever changes to make the balance happen. All right, next up we got the Wheel of Fortune. Now the Wheel of Fortune is one of my favorite cards. When he shows up in the reverse, it means that things turn around unexpectedly. It's a surprise. Sometimes you didn't see something coming. And it's not always bad, and it's not always necessarily positive, but it's something that needs to happen. You ever have those things that sometimes, you know, when you're like cleaning out a closet, I use this example a lot, and things get really chaotic because you got to pull everything out, but then you find things you forgot about, or you realize, oh my gosh, I have 2 of these and I thought I didn't have any. And you find, like, in the midst of all that chaos, there's some things that are actually great, things that are actually good, things that, you know, are pleasant surprises. That's what we're talking about with this Wheel of Fortune card in the reverse. So while something may start off as chaos, a mess, things twisty, turned, upside down, whatever the case may be, understand there's some unexpected hidden surprises within that, okay? Kind of like what we talked about with this Justice card. Just because a decision is not made in your favor does not mean it's a bad thing. Finally, we got the Five of Pentacles. That's the money mindset card. It's a great card to see in the reverse because it means that, Scorpio, your mindset is shifting. Things are changing as it relates to, I want to say knowledge, but also education. And like I talked about at the beginning, clarity as it relates to what you want, money goals, money plans, money situations, all right? You're not seeing yourself as someone who can't have, you're actually seeing yourself as someone who can have whatever he or she wants. And I'm also getting that you're just being. You're being the successful person. You are being the person who always wins. All right. And remember, that all starts internally, and then it starts to give us demonstrations externally. All right, Scorpio. So like I said, big changes are coming as it relates to your work and your money for the month of September. So I hope you're ready for it, because some of these changes are anticipated. Some of them are unanticipated. All right, let's go ahead and close out your reading with a Healing Oracle crystal card. Oh, you got the card Divine Temple. Source. This is a beautiful crystal. All right, so you need to connect to Source, which I think this is something we need to do all the time, really, right? Because that's really where everything happens, through our connection to Source. You know, and our acknowledgement and appreciation of that connection to Source. All right, Scorpio, hope you enjoyed this reading. Hope it was helpful. And remember, join me on Mondays and Fridays for lives. You can ask me anything you want about anything. All right, friends, I'll check in with you again really soon.